diagnosed in year 5. They thought there was something wrong, so to speak, for a long time. It's quite hard back when I was younger. They basically did some tests, and it's like, can you count, can you spell, can you do this, and then there's like some coloured charts, I believe.
So, in very basic terms, dyslexia is a difficulty with either reading or spelling or both, but that's too simplistic. It's a range of things that can lead to you having those difficulties. So it could be an organisational skill, it could be a visual difficulty, so that all blends into dyslexia, but it is a range of things, it's not just one diagnosis.
It affects me in every sort of thing. So when I have to think about either writing down, or doing anything, it sort of like jumbles up. So I have to. It's sort of like when I'm reading things and when I'm writing things down, things move about, and it's a bit all over the shop. It takes a lot longer for me to process information than it would potentially for normal people. It can be anything from, depends on how tired you are to how not tired you are. It's all, that's really anything and anything. Everything moves around on the page and things like that. So even like going to the bank, I have to go in with my partner so she can like read anything, any like bills or sort of important documents. I can read them, but I need to get them double checked because it might have something important. Like I've won £1 million, but I can't read it. So my reading level I wasn't keeping up with my fellow pupils, if that makes sense. So they were all going through the ranks as I was, and then I had to go to the kid library still to pick up the books on how. So they had colour charts in my school. So it's like you're top one if you're like brown, and I was still like pink because I just couldn't keep up with them because they were reading like Harry Potter and things like that, and I was like, the truck goes to the market. Yeah, so in my secondary school and everything, I was diagnosed with it. So by that point there was things being put in place. So I had an overlay that was, so I put it over the page, and the page sort of helped. It was still hard because obviously we got put down. I knew there was like different sorts of skill levels, and I was put on the lower end of skill levels, even though I knew what I was wanting to say. It was just a case of I couldn't get it out and I couldn't write it down. So on maths and everything, I was on the lower end of the skill level, but I could do it. I just couldn't push down in the paper, so it was sort of like it wasn't affecting my grades, but it was at the same time. My grades, I had when it was any test, I had to have extra time. I had a laptop that sort of everything sort of works on and things like that. So where everybody else was sort of writing, I was getting the funny looks in the corner because I was the kid with the laptop and someone sitting next to me reading the questions. Sort of thing.
Every child who's got dyslexia is completely different, and what works for one child might not necessarily work for another child. So it's got to be, first of all, understanding there is a problem, and then investigating really. You've got to investigate what is the right thing for that child at that point in their learning. And it might change. It might change as they go through their school career or their university career or further. But it's first of all identifying what the need for that specific child is. That's the only way. And it's sort of people understanding that there is an issue. I've worked with teachers who refuse to believe there's any such thing as dyslexia. And that's really difficult because you have to overcome that hurdle first.